want, you can click the link below.
Whilst researching for this video, I stumbled across this very strange Easter egg. There's a hairstyle which you can buy called Hipster Youth. This has a uncanny resemblance to the term Hitler Youth. This Easter egg is made even more compelling by the fact that this type of hairstyle seemed to be fairly popular among German youngsters around the time of the Nazi regime. I don't know whether the resemblance was actually intentional or not, but even for a GTA game, this just kind of feels a bit out of place. Over 3 weeks before the Chaos Brico heist came out, Rockstar released a strange and rather cryptic teaser called Survival.exe. As to be expected, it contains many massive hints as to what the update was about. One thing that stood out was these coordinates at the bottom. If you type in these coordinates into Google Maps, you get sent to this road in the US state of West Virginia. Although it looks unremarkable at first, many players have speculated that this road looks very familiar to the Roman numeral 6, or the R, which could literally be a reference to GTA 6. After looking at it myself, I must say that it is quite a bizarre coincidence. Unfortunately, Rockstar has neither confirmed or denied this Easter egg, so for now, it remains a mystery. If you enter the sewers with a helicopter, all of the water on the floor will seemingly turn into milk. Now if this isn't useless, I don't know what is. In GTA Online, there's an option to take the easy way out. Doing this will cause your character to shoot themselves in the head. I'm sure the majority of you know this, but one thing you probably didn't know is that the bullet actually passes through your head. If you were to position yourself in just the right angle with another player, you could take out 2 birds with 1 stone. It would be incredibly impressive if someone could actually pull this off in a fight.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Karen Snipe? If you've been on the GTA forums or just generally a part of the GTA community for a while, you would have probably heard some people talking about a supposed vehicle called the Karen Snipe. Many players would claim to own this vehicle and would brag about how good it is. Despite this, however, there's no evidence whatsoever of this vehicle anywhere in the game files. So what is it, and why do people keep on saying that it exists? Well, I hate to ruin the fun, but the snipe is actually just a practical joke. The term, snipe hunting, is a fool's errand which seems to be mainly played in American summer camps or in Boy Scouts. The joke starts by telling a newcomer about a rare creature called the snipe, and telling the newcomer to sit still somewhere in the woods to attract it. The people playing the joke will then convince them to stay still for as long as they can, and will tell them to make noises to attract this supposedly rare creature. The jokesters will then leave the victim by themselves, until they eventually realise that it was all just a joke. Despite this, however, I have a few Karen Snipes in my garage. It is by far the best vehicle in the game, and I would highly recommend that you buy one for yourself. At this location in Vinewood Hills, you can find the numbers 1807 spray painted on this wall. You've likely driven past it many times and just never paid any mind to it. However, some theorists believe that these numbers hold a lot more meaning than what meets the eye. Next to these numbers is a small red arrow, which if followed seems to lead us to this house here. Some people believe that both this house and these numbers are a reference to the horrific murders carried out by the Mason family, which was a small cult located in Los Angeles around the time of 1969. The cult had an average of 18 members at any given time, and they were accountable for 7 confirmed murders. That's where the 1807 comes in. Another bit of supposed place at this house at night. If you was to bump into any of these NPCs, they would immediately die. All of them are completely incapable of moving or retaliating. This is said to be a reference to the murders themselves. However, this is not the case. It's just a well-known glitch with the NPCs, one that can be seen all over the map, including other houses. I'm also not fully convinced on the whole 1807 thing either. I think it's more likely that this is the house number for this mansion. Many other mansions near this area have similar house numbers, and it's not too much of a stretch to assume that the house owners would paint their house number onto this wall to let people know where to find them. All in all, this is an interesting theory, one that I did believe at first, but I think there's just not enough evidence to support it. If you disagree, or have some more proof that supports this theory, then by all means let me know in the comments. At this hippie camp, you can find a string of numbers and letters, 6EQUJ5. This is a direct reference to the WOW signal, which was a unexplainably strong radio frequency that was picked up by Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope in August 1977. A signal of this kind has never been seen before, and no one truly knows what caused it. Due to the unknown nature of this signal, the most popular theory for this is that it was of extraterrestrial origin. If you choose the Power and Money art design when setting up your agency, you can find this painting of 4 characters fighting. These characters have some striking resemblances to some very popular YouTubers, namely Vanos Gaming, Louis Caliber, H2O Delirious, and Ohmwrecker. These YouTubers were at one point very influential in the world of GTA 5. I mean, just look at these views. I think that this is a very nice gesture from Rockstar to honour the community like this. In the game files, you can find some cut execution animations. Although we do have melee executions in-game, these particular executions involve shooting someone at point-blank range with a firearm, such as a pistol, shotgun, or assault rifle. These all look really cool. It's such a shame that it got scrapped. At this location, you can find this little shack in the desert. Although at first it looks like a unassuming utility building, the one thing that stands out about this is that there are armed and aggressive men in black guarding it. This building could potentially be connected to the Humane Labs, which further increases the mystery behind this thing. Why they're guarding this place so heavily, or what could be inside, is really anyone's guess. For whatever reason, the stats for the stun gun are an absolute mess. As you can see here, the picture they used for it is completely wrong. They seem to have used the AP pistol model instead of the actual stun gun model. It also suggests that the stun gun has attachments, which it clearly doesn't. The most interesting error they made is its apparent clip size of 2,104,529,083. I think it's quite clear that this was rushed. There are 3 animations you can do whilst in cover that not many people tend to know about. As far as I know, these animations are never showed off or explained in-game at all. The first one we'll be taking a look at is the animation of running out of cover. This is performed by moving forward and then pressing the sprint button. For what inputs you need to do exactly, please refer to these diagrams. The second one will make you shimmy around corners. To perform this, poke your head out like this and then press the jump button. It's pretty simple, but could be helpful in some very specific situations. This last one will allow you to very quickly swap between 2 different points of cover. Find 2 walls which are roughly a door's width apart and take cover on it. You will then need to poke your head out and then press the cover button. Although this already looks